Hello guys, Melo here. Thank you so much for clicking in this video. I feel like this is the last video me using this painting. I feel like you guys are probably already getting bored of seeing me always using the same painting in the last 3 videos to like narrate or to be the background of my narrations. And yeah, let's hop to the first story. Am I the a-hole for asking my friend to pay me back for the wine he drank while house sitting? So I, 26F, had my friend, 27M, watch my place and my cat for the weekend. I told him he could help himself to whatever in the kitchen, which I thought was just like common sense for snacks and stuff. I get back and realize he opened this $120 bottle of vintage Barolo I was saving for my promotion. He literally drank the whole thing alone while watching Netflix. When I asked him about it, he got all weird and said I gave him permission because the wine was in the kitchen. Like, okay, who drinks $100 bottle of wine without asking first? I sent him a Venmo for $80, gave him a discount lol, and now he's calling me tacky and told our group chat I'm a bad host. I feel like there's literally an unwritten rule of gas logic where you don't touch the most expensive thing in the house. If I tell you to help yourself to my garage, it doesn't mean you can just drive off in my car. I don't know, am I being the asshole here? He's making me feel like I'm being extra, but I feel like he totally took advantage of me. I don't know, it's also $120. Yeah, I feel like he is the a-hole. At least he could have asked before touching something. Maybe he didn't know about the like actual value of the bottle, let's say maybe. But still, like, this is not like, oh, let me eat an apple or let me just drink some milk. This is like someone's wine bottle. I feel like it's common decency to at least ask for things of like this nature. Am I the jerk for walking out of dinner after my girlfriend tested me? I, 29M, have been dating my girlfriend 28F for 8 months. She's really into social media and relationship tests, which I've always found kind of cringe but harmless. Last night we went out to dinner. Halfway through the meal, a woman came up to our table, flirted with me, and asked for my number. I immediately said no and told her I was there with my girlfriend. After the woman left, my girlfriend started laughing and told me it was her friend and she wanted to see how I'd react. She said I passed, so I shouldn't be mad. I was pissed. I told her that was humiliating and manipulative, and I don't want to be tested like I'm on some reality show. She said I was overreacting and that other guys would find it funny. I paid for my food, left, and went home. Now she says I embarrassed her and made a big deal out of nothing. I don't think you're the jerk. I feel like if I was in your situation, I would just actually break up with the person because I find it very disrespectful. If you feel that if you are in a relationship with someone and you feel the need of testing this person because you don't trust them, you can just break up with the person without testing them. I feel like that's very childish and I really do not enjoy this type of things. I might watch like those try catching cheater reality shows, whatever, but in real life I wouldn't let that slide because I really Am I the a-hole for not giving girlfriend a spare key? I, 27M, refused to give my girlfriend of 4 years, 24F, a key to my apartment. Not even my parents have a spare key. I have a key to my girlfriend's apartment that she gave me a year ago. I mostly use it to check on her dog during the afternoon because I get off work around that time. Her dog is fairly destructive when home alone, so he's crated. This is also only done Monday and Wednesday. Thursday and the weekend, my girlfriend doesn't work. Friday, her dog is at daycare for limited socializing. He hasn't graduated to full-time according to staff. My girlfriend brought this argument up randomly a few weeks ago. I explained that I wasn't comfortable giving anyone a key to my home. It has nothing to do with her. I even offered to give back her key. She declined because I'm looking after her dog and occasionally I do light housework, We didn't talk about this much at the time. I think it's because we were out in public. Yesterday, she asked me again why she couldn't have a key. I asked why she needed access to my home. She said giving her a spare keys for emergencies that may occur. I said I could just give my parents a key for that, or even the super can handle it as they have a key. This response set her off, and she has been ignoring me since she left. I don't understand. She has been in my apartment before. It's not like I'm hiding anything. I'm not comparing her to any of my exes. None of them ever had a key either. She doesn't have any of her personal items in my home. Am I the a-hole for not giving her a key? Well, I don't really have an opinion about this story. I don't think it's such a big deal, and I feel like if I was in a relationship right now, I wouldn't give my significant other my spare key because I don't think is necessary. Like, I get where she's coming from for emergencies, and it would be much easier for her to help him because she could just like unlock the door easily. But yeah, like, I really don't see it as like a very necessary. So am I the a-hole for canceling my sister's streaming subscriptions because she used my card without asking? So I, 27M, found out last night that my younger sister, 20F, had been using my debit card for multiple streaming services. It started when she was staying at my place during a rough semester at college. I let her log into my TV and watch stuff since I already had one platform. Turns out she quietly added 3 more accounts using my card that was saved on the TV. I only noticed when I checked my bank app and saw several small charges I didn't recognize at first. I asked her about it, and she said she thought it was fine since they were cheap and I make more money than she does. That kind of annoyed me because it's not about the price, it's about asking first. She said she meant to tell me but forgot, and also claimed she uses them for studying and relaxing. I told her I still expect basic respect when it comes to my finances. She laughed a bit and said I was acting dramatic over like $25 a month. So I logged into each service and canceled them all. I also removed my card info from the TV and changed my banking alerts to instant notifications. She got really upset and texted me saying I embarrassed her because she was watching shows with her friends and suddenly lost access. Now she told our parents, and they said I could have just talked it out instead of canceling everything. I feel like I did talk to her and she brushed it off. But maybe I went too far by canceling all of them at once. I feel like if it's my credit card, my money, so my card, my money, so I should be the one using my money however I want to. You cannot use my stuff without my permission. And if it's not that expensive, if it's only $25 as she said, she can pay for it. So I don't see why if it's so cheap, she can just pay for it. Like, she doesn't need to be embarrassed by you. Are my feelings valid? My boyfriend suffers from anxiety, ADHD, PTSD, and stuff, and he has to stay home and not work because of it. I do go to work, a full-time job, despite also having anxiety and depression and just a shitty brain. Going to the office sucks the life out of me, and I hate it, and I feel like shit. Sometimes, though, I'll get home and my boyfriend is like, my brain was not great today. My brain sucked. Today sucked, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. Stuff like that just bothers me because even though his feelings and emotions are valid, it still annoys me because I was the one who had to go to the office and concentrate and socialize and work and put a mask on for 9 hours straight. I'm the one who should be feeling shitty, yet he complains despite being at home all day. I know his mental health is also shitty, but I don't know. He asked me if I was annoyed earlier, and I said yeah. But I thought I should save it for my therapist. He pushed me to vent anyways, and I think he didn't really like my answer. I feel like I should have saved it for my therapist. I think that you should just leave him, but I don't think you should be with someone or in a very serious relationship with someone with that many disorders. I feel like this is a very good example of someone's mental health affecting the other person, like not only them, but the people around him. So if I were in your situation, I wouldn't be dating him, but I don't know what you guys think or would do in the situation. I don't know if like my answer is the most correct one either. But yeah, I may try to help, but also I have this motto that I only help people that let me help them. So if he was making things difficult, I wouldn't really do anything more because I also have my problems in my life that I have to deal with or resolve. This one has a very funny title. My very annoying coworker that I don't like wants to hang out outside work. Tell me how I avoid this at all costs. My coworker is F54, I am M23. She is the most annoying coworker and person I've ever met. She talks too much and constantly ropes me into conversations and can never be quiet. She smacks her lips even when she's not eating, eats with her mouth open, talks too loud, constantly groans when doing anything, and has an annoying voice. She also constantly talks about Jesus and sings or does something dumb when she hasn't been given enough attention. No one has said anything to her in like 15 minutes. She'll say something out loud or start singing, maybe even dancing a little. I think she's just old. I mean, I feel like it could be worse. I don't know. I don't think it's like that bad. I've met like people that are like 3 times more annoying than this. Am I the a-hole for demanding a paternity test for a child that is clearly not mine? I am 31M and my wife is F27. We've been married for 3 years and last year we decided to start a family. I was over the moon when I found out she was pregnant, but she had the baby last month and I immediately had suspicions. This baby looks nothing like me. I have a P, but the baby has a V. I swallowed my feelings for a few weeks, but it kept gawning at me. Finally, earlier this week, I calmly explained my concerns to my wife. Her reaction was a total red flag. She immediately got very angry and dismissive, calling me an idiot and refusing to take a paternity test. I packed a bag and slept on my brother's couch that night. My friends and family are split. Some say I have every right to ask for a paternity test, while others say I'm a complete F douche. I feel like this story is fake. I feel like this person is trying to rage bait us because the only reason that the child is not his is because he has a P. I think y'all understand what the word that I'm trying to say by P. I don't know if I can say these words on YouTube actually. And the baby has a V, so I feel like this is a fake story. And yeah. My neighbor crossed the line and now it's time to act petty. My neighbors have always been annoying, but I've been able to let things go and just go about my life. Today I happened to walk out and he was speeding into one of the plants I have outside. I've looked it up and you can only call where I live when it's a repeated issue. I didn't say anything when he has pulled other stupid crap, but now I feel like he's trying to get me to react and I'm not going to give him that satisfaction. But I'm also sick of not doing anything. And before anyone asks, my family is mega quiet. We don't have parties and we are not rowdy. We have maintained yard and we are careful not to be messed with or trespass on anyone's property. His issue with us started when we put up our cameras on our house. It looks at our property only and we can't see anything in their private space. So I don't really get what the issue is. We just have kids and want some security. The cops he called about it told him that they are completely legal, which I think upset him more. I happen to have their phone number. from when we first moved in and they were pretending they weren't annoying. I had no idea. I'm thinking of signing them up for sales calls or something like that. Might be able to get emails too. Any ideas? Am I the a-hole for refusing to give my younger cousin my exam notes even though he's stressed? So I, 17, am in my final year of school and preparing for a really important entrance exam. I've been studying seriously for months and made detailed handwritten notes that took a lot of time and effort. My aunt's son, 16M, is also preparing for the same exam but honestly hasn't been taking it seriously. He skips classes, procrastinates, and keeps saying he'll start properly next week. Exams are now very close. Last week, my aunt came over and casually asked if I could just give my notes to my cousin so he could revise quickly. I said no and explained that my notes are personal, incomplete in places, and made according to how I understand things. I also said I still use them daily. She didn't take it very well. She said I was being selfish and that family should help family. My cousin messaged me later saying he is extremely stressed and that I could at least scan them or send photos. I suggested he uses textbooks and online resources like everyone else, but he left me on red. Now my parents are involved and think I should just share to keep peace in the family. But I feel like I shouldn't be forced to give away something I worked hard for, especially when he had the same time and resources. You are not the a-hole. You are not the a-hole. Especially in a situation where he had the same exact time as you, same exact resources. If he was so worried about having like your notes, he could at least pretend to study with you, at least like say, oh, let's just have a study session together. Like that's the least he could do. Like I understand how you can feel about, because you put so much effort and time in your notes, for all of the sudden someone has to have it for like much less than you, and who knows, get a better grade than you after you were the one who actually put in the effort. So I completely understand why you wouldn't want to share your notes, and I feel like the mother of your cousin is the one that is making your cousin that way, because if she was actually a good parent, she would tell him to study by himself. She would tell him to actually like put in some effort for the exams, not trying to find a fuck ass shortcut. Am I the a-hole for exposing my cousin's criminal history? I recently attended a birthday party for a cousin I hadn't seen in a long time. When I arrived, I went in and gave my aunt a hug and wished my cousin a happy birthday, but he seemed a little out of sorts. I asked him what was wrong, and he looked at me and told me, Mom invited Leon, man. Leon is his eldest brother, the only cousin older than me. He also served a disgustingly short prison sentence for kidnapping, murder, and other things of an elderly woman. He was found guilty because the evidence was overwhelming, but certain members of our family refused to believe he did it and eat up everything or every excuse he feeds them about evidence. Anyway, my aunt comes up to me and tells me that we're not mentioning anything to Leon's new girlfriend about him going to prison because he hasn't figured out how to explain it yet. Not long after that, I met her and introduced myself, questioning if I should say something. That's when her 4-year-old daughter came running. That was it. I told her everything and showed her news articles. Needless to say, they are not together, and I've received a torrent angry text saying it wasn't my place to say anything, along with hysterical phone calls about me ruining everything. Hasn't he been through enough? I feel like I'm going crazy, and any moral person should have done the same. You are not the a-hole. You just saved someone's life, probably. I feel like the fact that your family, they prefer defending someone that has a criminal history over you trying to save a woman and her child is very crazy. You should cut your family off too, or you shouldn't listen to them because they're clearly not with us. They're clearly not in this earth. So you're not able. You actually did what many people wouldn't be able to do in a situation as stressful as this one. Because murder, kidnapping of an older person, yeah, no, any person, even like putting any person in this type of situation and being proven guilty. But who is his lawyer though? Like he should have got life in prison for this type of crime. who is lawyer? But anyways, this heroic act was our last story because I don't have much more time. I feel like starting or next week or next month, I'm gonna start using different types of arts and crafts because I want to explore arts and crafts because I'm getting like very bored of painting and I don't want to get bored of something that I constantly do. So I like switching it up and like learning different stuff. So I do intend on getting better at painting without like painting outside the lines and stuff. I'm too grown for that. But because I'm using like brushes, it's like kind of hard, but I'll try to practice. I will practice and yeah. But I feel like I'm gonna do diamond painting. I'm very interested in diamond painting and this type of charcoal painting situation. I don't know the name, but I'm also gonna try that and I'll try to see. I wanna explore the like yeah, I wanna explore my options and stick to like the one that I actually like. I don't wanna be putting myself in a situation where I'm just doing this for views when it's not only for views. Only no, it's not for views, it's really for fun. But yeah, thank you so much for watching.